So however it is you're showing up this evening is just perfect, wherever you're at. Just be that. Try not to think you need to be anything else, anything more, anything different. It's just where you are right now. And check your body. So just scan ourselves from our feet, sits bones, hands, shoulders aligned with the hips, and let's just lengthen our spine. Just very gently imagine your spine is a string of pearls of light, stretching from the base all the way up through the crown and beyond. So imagine someone is, lengthening your spine. Your head is very slightly tipped forward, eyes are down, looking along the length of the nose, tip of the tongue, the roof of the mouth, and relax the jaw. Bring your awareness to the crown of the head. Relax the scalp and the forehead, the eyes, the back of the eyes, particularly if you're wearing corrective lenses, the nose, cheeks, mouth. And bring your attention to the back of the head. Relax the scalp there. Just release all the tension. Relax the ears, the inner ears, the temples, the jaw, and the area behind the neck. So if you have any tension there, just release that. The shoulders. Relax the shoulder blades down. The throat, the chest, the belly. Limbs, hands, fingers, and feet and toes. And bring the mind to the breath. Just notice the sensation of the air as you're inhaling and exhaling. It's a little bit cooler as you're breathing in, slightly warmer as the air flows out through the nostrils. This is a fact, your breath. If there are any sounds in your environment, someone's driving down the street, or perhaps there's someone in your home, just allow those sounds to be there. Try not to run off and investigate. Try not to let your mind wander off, curious, thinking about what might happen. Bring the mind back to the breath. And then check your mind. What's arising? Worry, happiness, focus, anxiety, depression. Maybe you had a conversation with someone today that's kind of floating around your mind. So just notice what's there. And just watch it, just like an objective observer. And just allow those thoughts to arise and to abide and just to flow on without judgment. And just imagine we're sitting on the bank of our river, watching the river flow by. We're not in the river, we're not engaged with the river, we're not being swept away or caught up. It's just sitting on the bank and we're free from that river. And let's just bring to mind all these people of our life. So our friends, our loved ones, our beloveds, our besties, and then those people in our life who we have a little bit of difficulty with. And then people who are strangers to us. Again, me on the freeway, passing so many people, I just see a car. I often forget there's actually someone driving it that has a life and loves and problems and bits and pieces going on. So all these people, this friend, the enemy and the stranger, they're all equally deserving of our care. Same kind of care and concern we have for our loved ones. And why? Because they all wish to be happy and they all wish to be free from suffering, and they all have this unbelievable capacity for an enlightened mind. So I think we'll do this purification practice tonight for the benefit of all these people of our life, and by extension all sentient beings, and for ourselves as we move along our spiritual path. So just remembering there is no negativity, no matter how big or small, that can't be purified. And this purification process is the psychological one. So we create negativity with our mind, so we're going to equally create positivity with our mind. So we start with the power of regret. So Lama Zopa Rinpoche says that the regret is already going a long way to purifying. Because it means you want to do something. So we sincerely regret from the depths of our heart anything we have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all of our past lives. And think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. We experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions, and so having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering, some kind of suffering in the future, and the moment at that suffering will arise is never really clear. When is it going to happen? And so we don't often want to have some kind of surprise like that. So let's pull out all those karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this. I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret any anger, attachment and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others, and think, I'm sick of suffering. I'm sick of this suffering. So then what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. So refuge. We rely upon, we turn to the Buddha, who we see as a doctor, who has the methods that we can use to purify. And it's not that we need the Buddha to forgive us. And we're not asking for forgiveness here. We're wanting to use his methods to heal ourselves. So imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. You can also imagine this is your teacher, your Lama, manifesting in this aspect for your benefit. So he's made of blissful, radiant white light. He's sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. And he has this beautiful, radiant face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion, and their being crossed represents the union of these two, which symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed, and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. And so think particularly maybe of someone you've harmed recently, and maybe someone who's harmed you. So particularly for the people who've harmed you, develop a sense of compassion for them, because of the harm they've caused you, suffering will arise for them in the future. So I think I must purify for their sake. So this is the power of remedy, and this is the actual medicine doing the practice of purification. So we start with the body, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown, pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you have ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe. So be delighted that all the harm you have ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think there is no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. So the next is a purification of speech, and again Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and forcefully enters your crown, filling your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, and this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So you can just imagine that all the gossip and the harsh speech, useless speech, lying, talking about others behind their backs, getting other people to agree with you, all of this is completely purified by this nectar filling you, pouring out as you recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anurakta me boa sawasiti mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida me boa stokaya me boa sapokaya me boa Anurakta me boa sawasiti mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida me boa stokaya me boa sapokaya me boa Anurakta me boa sawasiti mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida me boa stokaya me boa sapokaya me boa Anurakta me boa sawasiti mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida me boa stokaya me boa sapokaya me boa Anurakta me boa sawasiti mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified. And imagine it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others now with your speech. So how amazing that would be, is every syllable that falls out of your mouth is of some benefit to others. So there's no wasted air, no wasted words, no unnecessary words. So then think the purification of the mind. The Vajrasattva now very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So it's just the same as when you walk into a dark room and you switch on a light. The darkness in that room is instantly dispelled, isn't it? So it's the same as when the light from Vajrasattva's heart touches your heart chakra. All the darkness of the negativity of your mind, so any attachment and neediness and grasping and bitterness and grudges and anger, depression, resentment, jealousy, all instantly dispelled, not one atom left as you recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida me boa sutokaya me boa supokaya me boa Anurakta me boa sawasiti mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida me boa sutokaya me boa supokaya me boa Anurakta me boa sawasiti mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida me boa sutokaya me boa supokaya me boa Anurakta me boa sawasiti mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida me boa sutokaya me boa supokaya me boa Anurakta me boa sawasiti mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida me boa sutokaya me boa supokaya me boa Anurakta me boa sawasiti mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida me boa sutokaya me boa supokaya me boa Anarakta bawa sawa siddhi mempi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Duda mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawa siddhi mempi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe. So again, be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering, our own delusions, and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, just imagine they're totally purified, gone, finished, and think that there is no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So next is the purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech and mind. And imagine Vajrasattva sending light and nectar pouring into you, filling you. And if you wish, you can do a couple of mantras each for those visualizations of the body, speech and mind. Or just imagine light and nectar pouring into you, filling you, and eradicating even the subtlest imprints of negativity from your mind as you recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawa siddhi mempi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawa siddhi mempi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawa siddhi mempi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawa siddhi mempi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawa siddhi mempi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawa siddhi mempi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawa siddhi mempi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe. So now feel you are completely purified. Not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream, even the subtlest obscurations to omniscience, to your enlightenment have been removed. So next is the power of resolve and the final step in the purification process. This is when we make a decision to refrain from harming with our body and our speech and our mind. So think of something that you maybe have been working on, or you would like to work on, whether it be your speech or biting your nails or whatever it is you do. We all have something that we could probably improve on. So make a decision. I'm going to refrain from this thing. Maybe the easiest one is just while I'm asleep, overnight while I'm asleep. Or, okay, for 5 minutes a day I'm not going to do such and such. So this decision that we make to not do again is what gives us the strength to change. But we have to decide. Nothing's going to happen if we don't. So imagine Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind. He melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. And think, my Guru's body, speech and mind, and Vajrasattva's body, speech and mind, and my own body, speech and mind are the same thing. And LAMA YESHE used to call that union, oneness. So next, Rinpoche recommends to meditate on the emptiness of the three circles. In emptiness there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, just place your mind there for a moment. And you can think perhaps all phenomena are empty, they do not exist from their own side, and perhaps the way things are appearing to me may not necessarily be the way they exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, the positive energy you've created during this purification to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And for His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, to the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. And for Lama Zopa Rinpoche, O Tup Shul Chang Jin Jam Gon Galloway, Tenzin Kyong Pelway, Kunzo Dog Porze, Chog Sum Kurway Leg Mon to a Drub, Pa Dag Sog Dulje, Gondu Jab Ten Shog. From Ursel Venerable 1, to use kindness succeeds out of all the conquerors, for those wanderers in far off places, especially the West, mindfully of loving concern for us and intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request. O Lama, please, please live long. And for Geshe-Shara, beloved teacher, leading your students toward wisdom and compassion, explaining through exacting discernment the steps of the graduated path, you are the unequal guide. Please live a long and stable life. Gone again, just like a dream. Thank you so much, everybody. Lots of love. Good night, sweet dreams. And I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, thanks for hosting.